So first up, at number 10, we have FIRELINK Knight, invading on a Blood Level 70 quality build. As you'll notice, he switches off the hand lantern on his belt to prevent detection from any other hunters. He then swaps from the rifle spear to the +10 holy blade for that massive increase in damage and potential ability to simply one-shot someone. Then he's topping up the setup with some blue elixir medicine, true stealth, for 30 seconds, allowing him to freely search through the level for the unsuspecting host. The host just blindly ran through the level and pretty much impaled himself onto the holy blade. I feel like that could make a good Bloodborne comic strip.
Bye, have a great time.
This legendary summon who just pulls up afterwards and gives the invader a cheery wave. What a guy. Number 9 is a submission from COMBINEY, and I like this one because by his own admission, this was an attempt at a stealth invasion where things just kept going amusingly wrong, but he'll do everything he can to make it right. What we're looking at here is one of the first Bloodborne sneaky trolls to ever exist, which involves hiding inside these large monstrous pigs as an invader. This is a great throwback to what used to be a very successful tactic. You can see the host's health bar pop up sometimes in the background as he takes damage, which gives the invader a rough idea of where his location is. However, after 10 minutes of lying in pig, the host reveals his exact location as he triggers the Brain of Mensis drop cutscene. That's not the only obstacle to get through. Turns out the elevator wasn't working for some reason. He then runs the long way round into another discovery. The host hasn't opened this gate yet, which is another golden opportunity to hide quietly in the host's path. This is Plan C? If you've ever tried something like this, you'll know impatience is the great destroyer of all stealth attempts. And COMBINEY is pushing his luck here by trying to see whereabouts the host is through the gate. That's a fairly experienced host by the looks of it. He's spotted him and isn't going to take the risk of entering. COMBINEY knows the only other way he could leave the bridge was the hole inside the Mensis brain tower, so he has to drop onto the bridge with the hunter and get inside the building through the main entrance, but he's got to be super fast to get there before the host does. Yet another potential setback, the elevator's in the wrong position and he has to wait for it to descend. This is turning into a series of unfortunate events. However, against all the odds, as he turns his camera, he spots the host leading onto the bridge and all the pieces slowly fall into place. What a great adventure, with a well-deserved ending. Everything seemed against him from the start, but his smart awareness of the whole giant level came in clutch and allowed him to anticipate the host's every move. One of the best parts of stealth kills is the element of surprise. Having no idea what to expect is always a cool feeling with these fights, and this clip from Snakebite27 is no exception. He's the host leading an invader to a very specific area to do battle. His weapon he's wielding is a Blade of Mercy, and he's drawing the invader closer with Black Sky Eye castings. Now, no one would try and claim that was an honourable kill, and let's be honest here, that's what makes it so funny. Would anyone really expect there to be a sneaky summon using the natural level design to such an advantage, hiding in the remains of a smoky fire? Commander Fordo is staking out the slippery rooftops of Canehurst, one of my favourite locations. You love seeing fights happen up here because they're guaranteed to be entertaining. It's not always about actually making yourself invisible. Sometimes the most ancient technique of slowly moving around a piece of cover as your enemies come around clockwise is the best strategy. Fordo brings out the Beast Draw to great effect. This is a situational hunter tool that excels in this kind of environment, and those two never stood a chance. Number 6 is a great test of whether stealth is a viable technique at all levels. Fezz is invading Chalice dungeons on a low level 40 blood tinged build with high tier gems. Out of nowhere, the host walks past so close they could almost touch. You can just imagine it, can't you? The host would be rotating his camera, constantly on the lookout, scanning everywhere except the space right in front of his nose. Shockingly, the moment Fezz encountered him, he didn't move a single inch until the host ran back within range, and that's when he unleashed the vicious transformed Chikage slash before quietly disappearing out of sight once again. It's more than possible to use sneaky methods against the normal enemies and mini-bosses in Bloodborne. In this encounter, the room has pillars, which are going to be used to maximum effect here by kiting the beast around them and breaking line of sight. A little similar to the previous rooftop submission, you could say. The beast can destroy these pillars with fireballs, so he's not moving too far away just to reduce the chance of it using that attack. But as he pulls off this kiting technique successfully, it ends up losing aggression and returns back to its starting point. He is also trying to make sure not to get hit by the beast's grapple or bite attack. If that happens, the beast-possessed soul will grow frenzied by gaining a taste for his blood. The Beast Cutter, of course, is a great weapon for cutting beasts, and in this case its long transformed range can catch those backward jumps, and also when the beast does throw out fire strikes, Kroven can dodge away from the pillars to ensure that they don't take the impact. Using this stealth technique for the last time here, Kroven has proved his technique works and decides to switch to a +9 Holy Moonlight sword to finish the job the old-fashioned way. KOMREED takes over number 4 this episode, bringing a ton of new things to the table. Most noticeable is his Lumenwood form. He's a pale broccoli, using the Milkweed rune introduced in the Old Hunters expansion, granting him lovely enhanced tentacle abilities. Anyway, he's also using that really solid tactic we've found this episode, of exploring the level hidden with blue elixir. This time, however, he finds the gate to the lantern is still closed, so he does what anyone on this countdown would have done, and decides to set up an ambush. Using the Messenger's Gift item, a really important tool for any stealth lovers in this game. He's also just switched the two-handed moveset, which enables some truly amazing arcane attacks. So, up until now, it's clear the host and his two summons have stayed put, right next to the bonfire as soon as they got invaded. Right now, they're drawn to this strange glow by the closed gate, like moths to an open flame. At least they died finding out the strange gift on the floor was a terrifying cosmic tentacle horror called KOMREED, using the almighty arcane AoE blast. MEENAGH answers the chime of the beckoning bell and gets summoned in to help a host in need in Murgo's loft. As he joins the host, the sinister bell rings 50 seconds later, and an invader enters the world. These two may have just met, but they seem to know what they're doing, they seem prepared. MEENAGH's keeping watch in one direction, while the host watches the other. Eventually, the challenger arrives from behind, but what happens next is one of those hilariously surreal moments that you only find in games like this. You know it's stealth when even MEENAGH admitted in his email he completely lost track of what the host was up to and didn't even notice that he'd hidden himself with blue elixir just behind him. Instead, he'd immediately locked eyes with the intruder and both slowly prowled around each other. Next up is ANTAERION on a meta blood level 120, 50 skill, 40 blood tinged build. He spotted his 3 opponents almost instantly and begins to stalk them throughout the central Yharnam sewers. Using the elixir to remain undetected, he's transformed the Chickage into a lovely 2-hit combo on the rear summon, resulting in the first death. Taking full advantage of the momentum he's just created, he focuses on the second summon, swiping him down deeper into the sewers and dishing out some damage with the Evelyn. Now, ANTAERION has base endurance as a military veteran class, so outrunning the host without a head start will be a bit of a challenge here. Absolutely amazing. Perfect, textbook stealth invasion. He stalked the 3 players, waited for the group to be split up, and then targeted each one down so effectively that not a single one tried to fight back. The number 1 submission surprised me in many different ways. Not least because this one was the first time I've had a whole separate voiceover attached with it, explaining his thought process of what was happening.
And somehow I just passed by the 2 players right there. That was really lucky, to be honest.
It was also very surprising yet again how insanely good the blue elixir tool is. So for the first part, he's using some clever jumping techniques to gain access to the top of the huge bookcases in this area, and then changes to the messenger's gift disguise once he's in place.
Both players decided to start looking for me everywhere.
He's a pure glass cannon build, which means sacrificing very low health for very high damage. Very high blood tinge for the bowblade at around level 40, with top tier 31.5% gems, and very low stamina. Hilariously, this initially looked like it'd be a failed clip because the host and his partner ran around for 20 minutes until the summon just ends up dying to the level enemies. But perseverance is key when you're going for the best of the best invasion moments, and KOMREED has the patience. He's waited for the host to run back, grab another partner, and return to his ambush location.
And at this point I'm just really nervous because, as you can see, the stamina is not enough to kill both players. Somehow at the very end I made it.
KOMREED told me this was his favourite clip, and it is amazing, especially with that skillful stamina management at the end. But he sent me another clip, which I happen to think is even better, so let me know what you think of this. Same location, he's on a different super glass cannon broccoli build with max flat arcane gems, and this kill involves even more setup and preparation.
This is a different kill because I have to open this shortcut first and get in position and get on top of this area right here. There's a note right there, and that's actually my note. As you can see, it says view notes, own notes, and that's because if they decide to go up and try to look for me, I hide within my own notes.
After a lot more time has passed once again, mainly because these groups are always so suspicious and often try to search for the invader, they return and they spot what KOMREED has done.
As you can see, they're just completely confused right now. They're wondering why the lever is already opened.
Ladies and gentlemen, that leads to the best clip of the month, a one-of-a-kind moment with a super broccoli build, something you will only find in Bloodborne.
I don't know, dude, it just looks hilarious how they fall.
So worth it. Thanks very much to KOMREED for those clips and the explanation, and thanks to all the other submitters. So I've been redoing some Bloodborne topics, which I'm happy to keep doing, but I don't have a topic to submit for currently. I'd like to take a pause with Bloodborne for a few weeks and see if there's a specific topic that people want to see in particular. An old or a new one, so maybe like the comments you see below that you agree with so I can see them and we'll get around to it. Otherwise, while in France, I'm working on something completely new, a video for Dark Souls 3. It will genuinely be something you've never seen before, and I'm really hyped to tell you more about it. But saying that, the next video will be top 10 one-shot kills for Dark Souls. The submissions I've seen for that so far are amazing, seriously, like, people have found new things. And finally, I'm working on a plan for a couple of new series. One in particular would have guests. I think that'd be really fun if I can make it work. So yeah, I'm taking this time to have fun, focus on my French studies, and figure out what kind of cool stuff to make in the future. Now you're not in the dark anymore at all, so cheers everyone, bonsoir, have a great night.